script with bash, right? And so again, like I said, like if we wanted to, this could be make, right? And then make, right? It just means that it's going to run the binary make, and then it's going to give it args. And so if we're giving it those args, you know, we have to make sure that it just would work out of the box. In this case, we create a bash shell so that we have a nice little shell to play in and build software with. But not even that is always required when building software with Nix. So I'm just, again, when we think about building software, something's got to run something, right? And so in this case, the builder is the thing that actually runs, and then the args are the args that go to that builder. So yeah, we run bash here just so that our builder is a basic shell environment, and then our args is our hello builder, or, you know, again, the actual builder shell script that we made to run it. We do an inherit, and the TLDR is there's a little bit of magic we're doing here that we're not really talking about. And it's more so around the lines of like this, where we're not actually showing you how we're using some of these variables. So I'm gonna just do this so that this kind of helps you guys. Yeah, so let's do this. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna say with packages, right? I think that's fine. Yeah. And then I'm going to kind of break down a bit more what we've got here and how all of this is working in a bit more of a more easily usable or readable way. Okay. So right now we're looking at a Nix file, right? And in this Nix file, we have a couple of things that we can do. In the very beginning, you're going to notice that we basically create a variable called packages, right? This packages imports our Nix packages repository, as we're going to call it. Again, it's not an actual repository. It's just a big, well, it is a repo. It's a Git repo is what I mean to say. It's not a package repo, but it's just a Git repo with a ton of expressions in it. Like I said, so we're not downloading like literal bash, right? We're just getting the build expression for it so that we can build it ourselves, right? And so that's what this is, packages. These are all of our packages, right? And if I wanted to, I could even kind of dumb this down a bit more, and I could say like, okay, well, I need some packages in my derivation, right? What does that mean? Well, that means that I'm probably going to need to, you know, I'm probably going to need to use bash. So I'm going to do packages.bash, right? And you'll see how we just keep doing that more and more and more, right? Well, the reason why it was written in this form with like the width and the evaluation and stuff is because Nix essentially can make it so that you can have a scope of an object within another object, right? And so if I undo what I just did and I kind of bring it back to here really quickly, after showing you making packages as a variable and then like showing you how we can reuse it, what we're doing here really is we're not even worrying about setting it as a variable or anything, but with Nix, we can literally just evaluate it and make everything inside of this value or this specific repository available, all of its variables within it a variable. So technically, instead of having to write like packages.bash, now I can just write bash, right? Because I'm saying this needs to create a derivation with all of those variables inside of Nix packages, right? Cool. Okay. So yeah, that was just something I wanted to make sure you guys understood is this is a little bit of like syntactical sugar that kind of makes you think that like these are just globally available, but they're not. They're actually becoming globally available because we're using with here. If I used with like this, look at that. See how undefined, 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 undefined. It's saying they're all undefined because like I told you, globally, Nix gives you nothing. You have to give things, you know, you have to set things globally for it to be able to use. And so if I undo that, then you'll notice everything works fine, right? Cool. So as I said, this is again, very similar to, you know, what a Docker file might look like in the sense of building software, but in the sense of how it actually is created is very different, right? This is a configuration, right? It's not an imperative set of steps, but it's actually a configuration that will run all the time the exact same way with the inputs that we give it, right? So we're going to save this file. this is like, that's it. These 9 lines of code is literally going to build all of our software outside of, again, the hello builder that we created as well. So I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to move forward. Now, we've already done all of this, so we don't have to worry about it.